So, this is again another video of me being a little bit vulnerable and just sharing some thoughts that I've had this past week. So we just got back early this morning. We drove all night from Nebraska, and so we did a little tour of my mission, of my church mission that I did over there, as well as some other sites, and it was amazing. It was great. And we got in about 9 o'clock this morning. As you can see, I'm in one of my favorite Superman sweaters, just getting comfortable. But I wanted to talk mostly about some thoughts I've had about social media and what power that it has, but in a different way than you might be thinking. So, at least for me, I've only been home for my mission about 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. I don't know, 5 weeks. And social media is already taking up so much of my time. Like, it's addicting. And it seems like there's always some part of me in the back of my head that wants to do it. And for who knows what reason, but I've thought a lot about that reason. Because I do it every day. We go on there, we go on Facebook. I'm sure I'm not the only one. We have Snapchat, Instagram, however, dating apps or whatnot, but all this social media that just takes up so much of our time. And it's like our go-to thing. When we're bored, we just hit up Facebook, hit up Twitter. We just hit it up. We use our time for those things. But why? Why do we do that? And I'm one that I mentioned in another video that I love to do. Right, I love to accomplish things. I love to get out and do things so that I have a comprehensive list of the things that I did that day, so that I can look back and say, oh, I did good. I accomplished things visually. I have a set thing in my mind's eye of the things that I did and the things that I can say, I did something today. And so I think we all, as human nature, have that inside of us, an innate desire to accomplish something, accomplish a purpose, a desire, something that we hold dear. And that once we accomplish that, of course, we feel amazing. We feel great. But the thing is, that feeling of accomplishment is something so important to us and that everybody wants. We sometimes take shortcuts. So you're in this situation where you need to get a few things done, right? Do a little homework. You need to make a few calls or whatnot. And then in your mind, you're like, well, I could do that, but I have to check my Facebook first. I've got to do that. I mean, I haven't checked it in a few hours. There's feed filled up that I got to go check. And that to us is a to-do. That to us is something that we need to accomplish. But at the same time, it's so much easier to do than anything else that we've done or that we need to do. And so it's like the accomplishment, the feeling of accomplishment without the feeling of doing or the feeling of working or earning that accomplishment. That's why it always feels so empty. At least for me. I don't know about anybody else, but social media, you accomplish that, but you feel so empty when you're done. Because those voices in my head, I go through the feed. I'm like, I gotta get to the end. I gotta catch up. I gotta to look at all the pictures or all the posts that I've missed, and that's something important that I have to do. And so I do it. And then by the end, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I finished it. That's one thing off the checklist. I feel accomplished now, but not really. I missed out on some other very important things, and it feels a little empty. It doesn't satisfy us as much as we think it should, or as much as we want it to. And so we try to find those feelings of accomplishments, bypassing the feeling of working for it or the feeling of earning that accomplishment. And so it's that trinket or that false similar objective that we use, that cop-out that we think gets us the same result, but it never does. Obviously, I'm not going to, we never think, checking our Facebook feed is going to be just as much accomplishment as finding a job or anything like that. But subconsciously, yeah, I mean, it's a distraction. It's something to give us that small feeling of accomplishment just so that we can bypass everything else and we can justify. But it is important to know that with all of those social media and that feeling of accomplishment, it's only going to get us so far. It's like trying to drink without ever quenching our thirst. And but there are so many other things that if we take the initiative to actually do the things that we need to do and work for them, we get both the feeling of accomplishment and the feeling that we earned that accomplishment. We actually earned something. And so it's like, it's just two pieces. We need both of the pieces in order to feel that that we use the time that we were given the way that the Lord or our higher power needed us or wanted us to. And so when it comes to social media, it's a good thing. It's something very powerful. It's something that connects us all. It's something that that we can share our insights and our talents and our abilities and our skills. And it's an amazing thing, but when we use it as a cop-out or when we use it as something to deter us or something to distract us from what we could have, that's when it can be damaging, and that's when we can never feel quite so fulfilled. And by all means, we can feel fulfilled when we do social media, when we post things that are uplifting, that are inspiring, that are going to help other people, instead of just something to look through and check off the list. That's what it is. It's something shallow, to say the least. And I'm one that's quickly realizing that in someone that's really to blame, because I use it as that all the time. And I hope that others can relate to what I'm feeling, that emptiness that sometimes comes from doing social media without real purpose. So anyways, and we need to wrap it all up, we need to feel accomplished. It's an innate desire in us to feel accomplished and to earn that accomplishment. And as we do that, we truly feel that we are using the power and ability that we've been given. We feel like we as a person is being ourselves and using the faculties and the talents and the abilities that we have. It's that feeling that we have that we're worth something. When we don't use ourselves, I guess a better term would be if we don't use our time wisely and we use ourselves wisely to help others, then we don't feel valuable because we're not accomplishing anything. We don't feel like we're accomplishing anything. We don't feel valuable. If we don't feel valuable, then that could affect others. And if we don't feel valuable, then that's going to affect in so many other ways in our lives, the way we perceive things, the way that we look at things. And so hopefully just a voice of warning and a voice of caution to myself mostly, to not use social media as a way of accomplishment and something to check off the list. But thanks for listening. Hopefully this is something that you can use. This is Riker Smith signing out one more time.